Eddie soldiers. I feel fancy because Valentine's Day is coming, and for the first time in a very, very long time, I'm actually in a relationship on Valentine's Day, and I really don't care about it as much as my younger self thought that I would. Not saying I don't care. Hi, boyfriend. I know you watch my videos. Love you, by the way, you're great. But there's this big deal over Valentine's Day being like, what do you mean you're not in a couple? What do you mean you're alone for Valentine's Day? Which I think is kind of overrated because you don't need another person to love you. Like, you can love you. Regardless if you do have a significant other or not on Valentine's Day, there is always another significant other that will never let you down, and those are our book significant others. I was gonna say book boyfriends, but then that's not being very inclusive, so book significant others. Are you alone on Valentine's Day? Not anymore! Books to the rescue! Are you sharing Valentine's Day with someone? No problem, I got you covered. Here are a bunch of books that correlate perfectly with whatever Valentine's Day plans that you have. Let's say your Valentine's Day date is a fairly typical Valentine's Day date. You're going out to a fancy dinner, you're gonna get all dressed up, you're gonna go have the fancy wine and the roses and all that jazz. What book correlates with that better than A Court of Thorns and Roses, or A Court of Mist and Fury, or A Court of Wings and Ruin? There's lots of romance, there's forbidden romance, there's some sexy times, there's like a bunch of fancy dances and getting dressed up and nice dinners, and then also like political intrigue and like mystery and a bunch of murdering things and killing people and prophecies and just some classic Valentine's Day entertainment. Alright, let's say you're not into the fancy pants dinner kind of Valentine's Day thing. Maybe you're more of a Netflix and chill kind of person. Like myself. You're just gonna get a bottle of wine, or maybe some soda, and you're just gonna sit in front of the TV with your significant other and binge on Netflix. That sounds awesome. So for that kind of scenario, I'd recommend When Dimple Met Rishi by Sadia Menon. I feel like Dimple and Rishi would be the couple that would just Netflix and chill. They don't really want to go out and do anything actually, you know what, maybe Rishi would want to go out and do something fancy, but Dimple would definitely be like, nah man, let's just sit on the couch in sweatpants. It's super cute, super romancy, really fast-paced, it was an easy read. It's just a good book to like sit down and you can probably read it all in one go, and it's just adorable. Plus you can watch a Netflix show while you read it. What if your date decides that maybe it would be a cute idea to go walk in the park, maybe get some hot chocolate from a vendor or something, and then just hold hands and like see the world and like have the world watch you two be adorable together. You should read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Yes, everyone knows Love, Simon is the movie that's gonna come out and it looks so good, but if you want to read the book first, this is a super cute story. I absolutely loved Simon. Love interest mystery was super cute, very well done, and Simon's inner dilemma is something I think a lot of us can relate to, and he was just a very lovely, relatable character. Next Valentine's Day idea is maybe something that's like a themed event. Are you going to like a Valentine's Day themed cake decorating class? Or are you going to a love themed dance or dinner? If you're going to any kind of themed event, the book for you to read is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Cursed carnival fantasy novel, and then you got a bunch of romance, and you got a bunch of intrigue and mystery, and you have a really, really beautiful cover. This cover is just so beautiful. You could bring this to whatever event that you want to go to, and you would get in no problem, because this is just beautiful, and whatever event planner probably wants this in their event space. Now this activity could be a +1 to any of these activities, or maybe it's the main star of the show. If you are going to be having some sexy times on Valentine's Day, I also recommend bringing along Dirty Pretty Things by Michael Fawdett. This is a poetry book, but is a very steamy poetry book, and it's very well written steam. I have to say, I really, really enjoyed it. So you know, if you're like in the mood or something, this book could maybe like enhance the mood, or maybe you could bring it and you could read it while in the mood. That's good. That's real sexy. You got sexy times and literature together. Sounds perfect. But what if you try to do one of these things and you're just feeling snubbed? Maybe your Valentine's Day date never called you back. Maybe you went to the event and then they didn't show up. I mean, sorry, first of all, that really sucks. But second of all, a book that you could read to maybe lift those feelings up a little bit is The Love Interest by Cale Dietrich. The book is just so hilarious because it pokes fun at every YA stereotype there is, especially the good boy and the bad boy, and it's just a hilarious hilarious book the whole way through. It does handle love, but it's in a bit of a non-typical way of something that you would be expecting from something like this, and you could just make fun of one of the other characters who gets snubbed, and it's just a fast read, it's really fun, and it's just ridiculous. Now, let's say you just do not care about Valentine's Day at all. You're like, this is stupid, I don't have a date, maybe I do have a date, but regardless, I don't care, it's just something that's made up by Hallmark, and I just don't want to participate. I still got a book for you. That is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Okay, yes, there is a tiny love plot in this, but you can overlook it fairly easily, like I did. Instead, you can just focus on some Roman-type gladiators and some Egyptian-type mythology, and you get some kind of vampire creatures, and then a whole lot of killing. Alright, there's a lot of death and killing. There's a lot of gore. It's great. So especially if you don't give a crap about any kind of romantic stuff, this is the book for you, because you can just read a book about a bunch of Romans, like, killing each other. And lastly, what if you are someone that doesn't want a significant other? What if you are ace? What if you are either asexual or aromantic and you really don't care about any of this, and you just think that the rest of us are just being weirdos and wasting our time? I also have a book for you, and that is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Can. I should clarify slightly, this is about an asexual character, but not an aromantic character, so I do believe that there is a bit of romance in this, but I'm sure that you might be able to identify easier with a character like this instead of a character from, let's say, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've not started this book yet, but I'm very excited to. It's been all over Twitter, like the book world's freaking out about it, and I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day for something that's a little bit different. So there you go. No matter what your plans are this Valentine's Day, I have the correlating novel for you, because I read a lot. If you want more book recommendations for Valentine's Day, I have linked down below a video I did last year, and I tried really hard not to put the same books in each video, so you'll have a whole set of new books to try out as well. Regardless if you're with someone on Valentine's Day or you aren't, just remember that on the 15th, all that chocolate goes on sale. So you don't even have to celebrate Valentine's Day. You could, like, push it a couple days if you really wanted to, and then just, like, bathe in cocoa and sugar. And if you don't have a Valentine for this Valentine's Day, I will be your Valentine. Link down below what you guys are doing if you have plans at all, or if you liked any of the books that I suggested, or if you have your own book suggestions. Like, I could do a good love plotline every once in a while. I think I'm overdue for one, because I've been reading a lot of die-hard fantasy sci-fi novels lately, so like a cute book would be a nice change. I hope you guys are all having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!